Hey, it's Jared Merlin, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And this video is a special video. Um, Most of you that know me know that I have psychic abilities, and I've had them all my life, but until I was 15, I wasn't really sure. A lot of stuff happened to me growing up. As a kid, I started noticing stuff about people. I can't read thoughts and stuff like that, but it's just I get visions from the other side. They show me things and I know stuff. And I shared stuff with some people when I was younger, but back then, they just laughed stuff off like it was nothing. But as I got older and as an adult, young adult, and even today, and especially doing my tarot card readings, people take me more seriously now. So, um, now many of you know that very close, well, very into Sylvia Brown. She was a psychic medium, God rest her soul. And I did a lot of reading on her work, Edgar Casey. And then, of course, when Teresa Caputo and Tyler Henry came around, they're psychic mediums. I'm not that. I just have psychic abilities. Basically, I could be anywhere at any given time of day, morning, noon, night, what have you. Um, and the other side will show me something. Normally, like when I'm around people, for example, like yesterday, I was in the food market and this guy was talking to one of the associates. He was in one of those carts that you drive. He was an older guy. He looked like he's in his 70s or 80s, telling her about how, he lost his wife and, how that he's sick and everything like that. And he's not doing too well. And the other side, they were showing me his wife. She was short, um, chunky. She was wearing a white button-down shirt with a pink peach skirt, and she was smiling and jumping around, laughing and stuff and just basically showing to me that she was there waiting for him. I guess his time is coming, and she's going to be right there when it happens, and that so it's making her happy, but I can't always approach people, especially in public places like that, because he was speaking to a store associate. Far be it from me to be like, excuse me, can I talk to you? You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I'm afraid that people think I'm wacko or crazy and stuff like that, but it's just I pick my moments. They tell you that because the last thing I need is for people thinking like, oh. So I don't always tell people what I see. Um, I got to do it. It's like when I feel that it's the right time, the right moment to do something like that. So I didn't get to say anything to him. Um, so yeah, that's part of what I go through. Another thing with the tarot cards, perfect example, my cousin Erin, God rest her soul. Um, Erin, Eddie, and Jillian, brothers and sisters, and Erin and Jillian shared a bedroom, my cousins, my young cousins. And they always had fights or altercations and this, that, and the other thing. And most of the time, because Erin was the oldest, she got into trouble the most. Not to say Jillian was innocent, but I'm just saying. So Jillian actually came to spend a weekend with us. I was staying with my aunt Alice and my cousin Patty at the time, and Jillian came to spend the weekend with us. And I did tarot card readings back then. Jill, I can't remember how old she was. She was a teenager, I think, when it happened. And I was reading her cards, and for some reason, Erin popped up in it. And it seemed like Erin was going to get into some trouble, some serious trouble. And, whatever was going to happen, I told Jillian, well, just, you know what? Just stay out of it. Something's going to happen with Erin. Just let it happen. Don't get involved. Little did I know, come the following morning that I did that is when we found out that Erin passed. She had passed away. And I think like a week or two went by, and Jillian and I finally started talking about Joey. When you read my cards and you said that Erin was going to be in trouble, something serious. So yeah, the tarot cards basically told me that Erin was going to die, but I just see they're not always exact. They're not. It's not. They're not going to show me that she's dying, but something serious enough that it's going to affect everyone. I don't always get the clues that they drop to me in the tarot. I do and I don't, but it's just that was the first time I've been reading tarot cards for years, but that was the first time that I got a reading of someone's death, and especially someone close to me. So now, again, people that know me, families, friends, what have you, people that I used to work with. I was a Catholic. I was born Catholic. I went to church, got my communion, got my confirmation. But um, shortly before my confirmation, I was 15. I remember this, and started reading the Bible. I wanted to read the entire Bible. Just I don't know why. I just did, and I started, figuring stuff out and asking questions, and yeah. Let me just do this. The Genesis chapter, the very first one, the very first book of the Bible, Genesis. If a lot of you that are Catholic understand this, it says in the beginning, we created them, man and woman, in our likeness. Now, to me, I was taught it was God. That's it, God only. There was nothing else but God. God created everyone and everything. But when you read that passage about we created them in our own image, man and woman. So first of all, I'm saying to myself, well, who are they? If it was just God, who are we created them in our own image, man and woman? So God wasn't alone, obviously. Okay. The other thing was created them man and woman. Now, you keep reading, and down the line, all of a sudden, now they created man and woman, Adam and Eve. They're supposed to have been the first humans on Earth. If that's so, who were these other people then they were talking about? Let's create them, man and woman, in our own image. They came before Adam and Eve. Who were they? Okay. When I asked this to the priest in my church, even I could see the eyes just, and his brain's just starting to work like, oh my God. I don't think anyone has ever questioned him about that, or even, I don't think he even really thought about it until I brought it to his attention. And then he's trying to tell me, well, that was Adam and Eve. It's just that, they started with it, but they didn't finish Adam and Eve's story. They held it off, and it wasn't good enough for me. It really wasn't. But as you start reading the Bible, you stop picking other stuff up. And it's like, wait a minute. So that was me. I ended up I got my confirmation at 16 years of age, but that was the last time that I went to church as a Catholic. I stopped being a Catholic, and I became a Wiccan. I was into witchcraft. My friends at high school brought me to Salem, Massachusetts, because I lived in Massachusetts. And I met with a lot of witches and psychics, and they all told me the same thing. I'm not joking. They all told me the same thing. Different witches, different psychics, that I had the gift of telepathy. I'm saying to myself, okay, well, I don't know how that is because I don't hear people's thoughts and I can't talk to people with my mind. So how do I have this ability of telepathy? I'm right there with you. So years went on. One second. Oh, God. Allergies. Sorry. So, um, for years I could never figure that out, and I tried to find information online. I tried to find some books about telepathy and stuff like that, but teaching, meditate and listen to music and have these thoughts and try this and try that, and nothing worked. And I'm saying to myself, these psychics and witches, I don't know what they're talking about. I think they just know what they're talking about. Years later, And it didn't dawn on me till, I'm not joking, till I was here in Florida. I want to say at least 2 or 3 years ago. It didn't dawn on me what they were trying to tell me. They also, again, weren't they weren't clear, but I figured it out. And basically, I do have the power of telepathy, but I'm what's known as a receiver. That's why I get the visions from the other side. They show me stuff. I do have telepathy, but that's my connection to the other side. They give me these visions. So I'm a receiver. They give and I receive. But again, I didn't dawn on to, and then I was like, oh, that's what they meant. So there you go. So yes, I do have telepathic abilities, and I call them psychic abilities because they show me things. Like another example, my friend Laurie that I went to high school with. I don't see Laurie. She lives in Colorado, but we email all the time, every single time. And she had a boyfriend that she met out there. I'm not going to say his name. And he lived on one side of the Rockies. She lives on the other. But they get together on the weekends. You know, so they stay at this one's house. They stay at that one's house. Well, I asked her if she wanted me to do a tarot card reading for her because she found out that I did tarot readings. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do it. Now, during the tarot card readings, it showed me that he was hiding stuff from her. Okay. It's hard to tell your friend that your boyfriend's hiding something from her. And I really wasn't going to say anything to her. I told her about the tarot reading and I really wasn't going to say anything to her. But the other side, they're just like, wait a minute, hold on. And I saw that the boyfriend he wasn't cheating on her, but he was seeing another woman. And I described the woman, what she looked like, what she was wearing. And right off the bat, my friend Laurie's like, I know who you're talking about. Now, I've never met Laurie's boyfriend. I don't know what he looks like. I've never met him. In my head, I can see what he looks like. And the woman that he was seeing at the time. And yeah, and she confronted him. He wanted to know who I was. How did he know this? So I knew that the other side was correct. And the other side does let me know stuff. They let me know that, we're not lying to you. We're showing you this for a reason. It's true what we're telling you. It gets a little close at times, but you know what? I would not, I wouldn't change anything in the world. I want them to do that. I want them to show me stuff, but they don't show you everything, obviously. Um, like for the longest time, I always told people that Bigfoot wasn't real. And now I'm starting to do my own research because I want to know because I keep seeing that video on all the time, the 1960s, 1970s old videotape that I think someone out there, native, took video footage of. It was like the first Bigfoot sighting. So I just started to do my own research because the other side, I kept, is it real? Is Bigfoot real? What's going on here? I mean, you get these sightings, you get this, you get that. What's going on? The other side's like, well, you really want to know? Find out for yourself. Do your own research. So, in other words, you're not going to say anything. You're not going to help me, are you? Silence. Basically, they've told me what they needed to say and what I needed to hear, and I just need to figure out the rest for myself. Okay, so I've been watching shows like Expedition Bigfoot on the Travel Channel, and I do the on demand to watch the other episodes. But I also do a lot of Bigfoot research, and you just, yeah, I know the one thing is television, they can change. I know they can change things and make you think you're hearing and seeing stuff, but still, footprints. And even you see stuff that you can't fake the recordings. It's impossible. I mean, back then you can alter photos and stuff like that, but you got video footage happening. But again, that's something as I get older, I'm going to actually take a trip out. I want to go to Washington and do some, looking for myself. I'm not going to go by myself. I'm going to go with professionals, but it's just something I want to do for myself because for the longest time, I always told everybody that Bigfoot was not real. It was all, the government. They made it up. It's people in suits trying to spook everybody. That's what I truly believed. But then, something changed. And I always trust my instincts. I always trust. Well, I shouldn't say always. For the most part, I trust my instincts. Okay. So, same thing with aliens and UFOs. And that's another video that I have coming up. So, I'm not going to get into that. But what I wanted to do is just to let everybody know, and I know, sit down. I want everybody, if you're standing up, and you're talking to someone, shh, listen up, sit down, be quiet. Families and friends, I'm warning you right now because I know the minute I say this, people are going to be like, oh, I'm not Catholic anymore, though. Just saying it. Okay. I'm going to say it's not easy. All right. So I no longer believe in God. I now call it the source. Now, mediums Teresa Caputo and Tyler Henry call it spirit. Now, the source is energy. Okay. This energy is not necessarily spiritual. Religion has nothing to do with the source. Religion is a human thing. Okay. It's just like anger or hate. There is no anger or hate on the other side because we're not human there. We're spirits. And religion, anger, hate, those are all human things. That has nothing to do with God, the source, nothing. Okay. But I used to tell everybody about God, and I believe in God and Father and Mother God. And I'm not saying they don't exist, but I no longer believe in, separate Mother, Father God. I do believe it. And a lot of this comes from a lot of the research that I did on what I've been researching near-death experiences for years now. Um, Even before, like when I lived in Saugus and before I went to go live with my Aunt Alice in Malden, I've been doing, and thank God for YouTube, a lot of near-death experience videos. But I've also spoken to people that I've known, or even people that they knew and stuff like that, that had near-death experiences. And a lot of them, even Teresa Caputo and Tyler Henry, basically calling it, the source or spirit. And a lot of the near-death experience people call it the source. That's what it is. It wasn't God. It was the source. And they're right. It is just it's energy. It's all it's like. And a lot of people don't believe in that stuff. But if you think about it, our hearts, our physical, biological hearts, how do they work? When someone has a heart attack or their heart stops beating, what's the first thing they grab? Paddles. What are the paddles? How do they work? Electric shock, electricity, energy. So yes, the source is real. The source exists. And I don't care what the scientists say. I don't care what atheists say. I don't care what anybody says. No one's ever going to change my mind. My visions come from somewhere, the source, the other side. It's because of the source. The other side exists. We exist. Earth exists. Planets exist. Everything. The source. Source created everything. And yeah, religious people call it God. And there's nothing wrong with this. That's the one that I want you all to know. Okay. I'm not saying I'm atheist. I'm not saying I don't believe in God. But I'm just saying to you, I'm not religious. I'm not religious anymore. It's just that now, and I won't be calling it God, it'll be the source. That's what I'll be saying. The source. Not God, but the source. Okay. You're right? You're still breathing? I know, I'm not crazy, seriously. But yeah, that was the big announcement I wanted to make there. So I I'm not sure. I'll see how the comments come in, and if my families and friends be like, "You're crazy," they've been doing that to me for years. You're off your rocker. You're crazy. Ugh. Joey comes over. Oh no, here he comes. That's my biological name, by the way. My name's Jared Merlin, but biologically, some people know me as Joe or Joey. Just we'll talk about that later. Okay, now that that's out of the way, um, I wanted to hit off on two things. Um, let's see. First of all, where is it? There it is. Okay. This beautiful bird here, the cardinal. Now, I know a lot of religious people, but people in general, not even religious people, believe that the cardinal um, is an angelic creature. Basically, well, I'm going to show you the poem first. Okay. So it says here, the poem, Cardinals Appear When Angels Are Near by Victoria McGovern, is about cardinals as spiritual messengers or angels that deliver warm sentiments in remembrance of a loved one who has passed. The quote is often used as a memorial quote by funeral homes. The fuller version of the poem reads, May you come to find comfort in and remember, cardinals appear when angels are near. So go now, sit outside and drink your tea. Keep a lookout for the little red bird. It is there. Your loved one will be. It's a beautiful thing. And I know a lot of people truly believe that cardinals basically are your loved one's way of looking in on you. Because now, the other side, I know that everybody's got this idea that your loved ones are always looking in on you. It's like watching television; they could see you, but um, sorry, it doesn't work that way. So I'm going to tell you, yes, these little creatures, your loved ones are able to interact because on the other side, birds exist. All right. Um, So yes, our loved ones do have these little beautiful creatures looking in on us. So when you see a cardinal, yes, father, mother, brother, sister, whoever who's passed on, their way of checking up on you to see how you're doing and stuff like that. So if you're outside, they can see that you're healthy and everything's going well. Because let's face it, when you die and you go to the other side, the last thing you do is go in and watch TV, watching your wife cry or watching your wife go to bed without you or watching your wife go with someone else. That doesn't happen. Okay. So yes, you see a cardinal, your loved one sent it. All right. So now the other thing are these. So dragonfly, there it is, dragonfly. Okay. Now a lot of people believe that dragonflies are also a sign that your loved ones and stuff like that are near. Um, so many believe that a dragonfly's visit signifies the near presence of deceased loved ones, offering comfort and a sense of continuity beyond our physical world. This comforting presence isn't just a fleeting moment, rather, it's imbued with deep spiritual guidance, meant to reassure you that you are not alone. So, um, I, I I don't mean to disappoint a lot of you, but unfortunately, yeah, a lot of dragonflies do come around people, but they have nothing to do with your loved ones or the angels or anything like that. Um, so this is not a true thing. The other side is basically giving me the proof of that because there are no bugs or insects on the other side. So there's no interaction, no reason for our loved ones to be able to send these things over. Um, Insects and bugs basically have their own functions here on Earth to eat other bugs or animals or whatever it is, but they're not on the other side. Thank God for that because I don't like bugs. I'm sorry. Some of you might love bugs. I hate them. I live in Florida, and trust me, if you ever lived in a house and you see palmetto bugs, and I'm not joking, not just the big suckers. One night last week or the week before, I forgot to fill my water bottle. I always do it between 10:30 and 11 o'clock at night because my mother goes to bed after 11. Well, I didn't want to wake her up, so I had we have like a lamp like this. It's like a flashlight type thing. And I brought it into the kitchen, and I'm not lying. When I tell you millions, I cannot believe the hundreds of big, medium, small roaches all over my kitchen counters. I freaked. I know my mother was in bed, but I said, Ma, I said, I'm waking you up. I had to get the vacuum out. Our coffee makers, our toast. I was sucking things up left and right, smashing here, smashing there. Oh my God, Florida is just loaded with these things. Loaded. It's a bug state, okay? Needless to say, there I am shaking the everything, to get the bugs out of everything and putting them down the garbage disposal. And once I was done killing all these things and sucking them up with the vacuum cleaner, now here come the Lysol wipes. Now I'm washing down the counters and I'm washing down the toaster and I'm washing down the coffee makers. And seriously, Mom was like, "Can I go back to bed?" I said, "Go ahead. I'm not done yet." So, yeah, bugs are not on the other side, and I thank God for that because I don't like bugs. I hate them. And living here in Florida does not help. Okay, so that's an unfortunate truth. Okay, so um, so those were the big announcement and the other two things I wanted to discuss with you guys. Um, Please feel free, if you haven't already done so, hit the like button if you like this video. Um, Also, subscribe to my channel. I do have a whole lot of other videos on here besides stuff like this. And please leave comments if you like. I do appreciate when people leave comments. You can also email me. A lot of you can go to the back of my tab. I'm not sure. Actually, I don't think it's on there anymore, but don't worry about it. I'll get it to you somehow. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. And I really appreciate you guys coming here. Don't forget, click that like button, click the subscribe button. And I look forward to seeing you guys again with some more videos. Bye.